Okay, traders, today is Tuesday, July 16th, 2013. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to today's class. Today's class will be about this topic. Will this be a double top in the E-mini S&P, in the Dow? Is this going to be a double top? Traders, we are going to look at that. Remember that futures trading is extremely risky and can cause substantial financial loss. Futures trading is not suitable for all trading accounts. This video, this class, live class that you're attending, is going to be analysis that should work for the rest of today, July 16th, Tuesday, through Wednesday, July 17th. So let's take a look at what's happening. Traders, there's a big question out there. Is this a double top in the S&P? And when you look at it right here, I mean, what else can you say, right? Top one, top two, you'd have to say yes. At the same time, is there something else going on that should make us cautious about calling this a double top? And I say the answer to that is yes as well. And here's why. Remove this, and let's say for now that this is in some sort of an F flag, like the other markets that we will look at in a few moments. These F flags we know have been very powerful and have been extended for quite some time. They seem to last, and it builds and it just grows and continues on. So we are in an F flag and in this nice parallel channel in the E-mini S&P on the daily bar. But let's face it, this could very well be a double top, so I think we need to investigate. Let's go look at the weekly. Traders, looking at the weekly, remember, the weekly usually will show you repetitive patterns, and we know that repetitive patterns are the cornerstones of accurate technical analysis. If you look back at these patterns, you had this little V-shaped dip, then you had this parallel channel rally. When you pulled back, you made the little V pull back, but the rally extended past this high and continued on. Another pullback, another rally past the previous high. Another pullback, another rally past the previous high. Another pullback, another rally past the previous high. We just experienced a pullback. We are now getting a rally. It should actually rally up past the previous high like it did in all of these instances. This one and this one and this one and this one. So I'm assuming that we will absolutely see this thing continue on. And then there's another way to look at this. A double top usually comes from a market that makes a big move up, right? You got something that makes a big move up, turns around, comes smashing down, and at some point later on makes another big move up, but it's usually part of a separate move and you get your double top. This, if you ask me, can be looked at in a different way. This is part of one move. This is a bull flag and is now achieving its projection. This is a breakout of a bull flag. It's part of the same move, traders. It's not a different thing. If you ask me, like here and here and here and here, we are going to continue on past this would-be double top. So that's what I see when I look at the S&P. But we're going to look at a few more charts. Let's move back to the daily and look at another chart. We're now looking at the Russell 2000. The daily chart, the Russell has been leading this parade for weeks now. Look at this monster rally we've had. If you wanted to know where the double top was for the Russell, it was back here. Down at this red line, you bested your double top already, and you're up here on the daily. So we're in the F flag on the daily, and the leader is looking really, really good. Now we're going to look at the weekly. Looking at the weekly, traders, it did not stop at this double top. Here's what the leader of this parade did. It said, well, bull flags are here for a reason. Bull flags are supposed to give signals. The bull flag gave a signal, and it went higher, and it blew through this would-be double top. This would have been top one, and this would be top two, but it blew right through it. That's the leader. We're following it through this move. Russell has clearly been leading this move for weeks on end. So it gives me cause to stop and say, you know, I don't know that we should be calling this a double top. So that's the daily and the weekly when we look at Russell. Remember, Russell, the leader, doesn't look like it's falling apart right now. It looks like it's rotating inside of an F flag. But let's move along. When you pull up the Nasdaq, you've got the same situation on the daily. And the previous highs, if you're worried about a double top on Nasdaq, was back here at this level where the red line is. So we're above the double top. It would have and could have been a double top. Another one of the leaders did not stop for the double top. Nasdaq. It blew right through it and is forming an F flag on the daily. More, I guess, ammunition for our case, or more information to put together here to build a case that states we shouldn't call this a double top. If it's going to be a double top, it'll stop and drop, and then we'll become sellers. Until it shows that it will be a double top, I think the leaders may be indicating otherwise. So let's now look at another. Leave it. Okay, traders, the strongest so far that I have seen, the strongest F flag forming is in the leader, the Dow Jones Transportation Average. It's in a pretty strong F flag right now. Will it turn out to be a double top? Well, it didn't even get there yet. So it's not really showing us what we'd like to see as evidence, but you do have this. And right now you are kissing this parallel channel at the bottom and the F flag in the same spot right here. So the daily evidence there tells us this support right here, right now. So if you look at what we've seen so far, the only thing that we can really do is come back to the emini S&P and say, there is evidence to tell us that the leader says it will bull right through this double top. So for now, what I would like to do is basically call this an F flag and worry about what happens inside the F flag. If it comes out of the F flag, we have the parallel channel. Gets below the parallel channel, that will clearly have been a double top, and we can start selling the market down for a little while. That is my assessment of what is going on. Will this be a double top, traders? That's my answer to you. I don't think it will turn out to be a double top, but we certainly will respect it and keep our stops in. As far as gold and bonds, traders, I will tell you about the gold and the bonds in my next video or class. I think the bonds are just about finished building their bear flag, and gold has almost achieved the levels Omni was looking for before the selling begins again. So gold and bonds will handle in our next class. As for this class, emini S&P, will this be a double top? Right now there is evidence pointing towards no. Do not condemn it yet. Let the market tell us what to do. Traders, thank you so much for coming to today's class. I hope this class will help to keep you in tune with where markets will go for the rest of Tuesday and Wednesday. Always remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Thank you so much for coming, Omniacs, and I'll see you in my next live class.